Hey, it's Reed Florine here, and Thrivecart has a new upgrade called Thrivecart Plus, which allows you to sell more simply and unlock the power of Pro Plus. So they're doing a bunch of things where they're adding on a bunch of features inside of Thrivecart to help you get more money from your customers, help you bring in more revenue through your business, and help you track things and do your business more efficiently. Now, all these things are in an upgrade. That's a $295 a year upgrade now for Thrivecart Plus. You need to have an existing Thrivecart standard membership. So you have to buy that, which is starts at $495 to get that, and then you'll want to get Thrivecart Pro Plus for an additional $295 a year. It unlocks a bunch of different features. Not only do you get all the stuff that was in Thrivecart Pro, which opened things up like having your own affiliate program and a bunch of other stuff, but now with Pro Plus, you get things like multiple order bumps, bulk invoice downloads, segmentation features, product and sales reports, subscription meters or metrics, funnel comparisons, QR code checkouts, UTM tracking, crypto payments, recurring revenue upgrades, and tax inclusive pricing. So we're going to scroll through on the page here. We'll take a look. I did get a new Thrivecart account to check this out, and I purchased Pro Plus so we can play around with some of these features. So we got multiple order bumps. So why don't we log into Thrivecart? Let's click through here. And I'll sign in. All right, so this is a brand new account. And what we're going to do is we're going to play around with some of this stuff. So let's do the multiple order bumps. So to do that, I click products. I click, well, I'm going to have to create a product here. So we're going to create a new product. And we'll just call it test. Next, we'll set some pricing. Let's say it's a $7 item. Okay. Then we click next. Now if we want a bump offer, my first bump, and let's say that's a $5 purchase. Save. And then click next. Let's connect Stripe. I'm not going to deal with affiliates right now. We'll just do one of my URLs. Do this. Okay. Now if I wanted to choose like an existing template or design that they've got, I can do that. So I'll just go with this one. Use this template. So now I've got this page builder right here that I can do stuff. I mean, this already looks pretty nice for a page. Let me do next. Next again. We'll hit complete because I'm not going to mess around with setting up a page. Right. Now if I click next here, I can set up different tracking if I want. There's different behaviors you can do. So there's different rules. Like for instance, if they purchase the product, you can have it do different things if you want it. So I'm just going to save and get URL. Right, so this is what that main page would look like. Okay. Now we just have one bump offer in here right now. And so they'd have to click that add to cart little button here. But why don't we go back to the main page here? We'll go to products. And what we're going to do is we are going to edit bumps, bump, second bump. Okay, let's say this is $10. Okay, now I'm just going to save and get URL. Now this one should show 2 order bumps on the page. So we're going to view the page here. And this is my first time playing with this. So we're going to scroll down here. Look how easy that was. You know, they can buy it for $7. They can add this bump for 5, or they can add this other bump for 10. And there's the button. And so $20 there. If they put in like their email, I'm not actually going to buy it, but we'll hit continue. And then I can put the stuff in here. So I can test it with a test transaction if I want it. And we'll just say, here we go. Okay, and I can collect all that information, complete order. And now if this was an actual product, the person would get the things that they just purchased. So that was super easy. We got our download area. They can access their invoice. They can see everything they've paid. They can contact support. All this stuff is all built in there. So that's pretty neat. That was pretty easy. Now let's go back to Thrivecart and see what are some of the next things that we can do. So I'm going to do another setup. Let's do tax inclusive pricing. So we'll click on products. Let's edit the product. Click on pricing and calculate sales tax. For the terms. That's fine. Product category. Uh, so let's say I don't want to do any tax anywhere. Actually, let me leave it on for my local country just so we can see how that works. Okay. Now I could include it in the price or I can add the price. So we're going to try both just so you can see what this looks like. Here we go. Scroll down here. Now, if I add these to the cart, it'll show me different totals, but let me put in like I'm in Minnesota, which should add some sales tax. Okay. Now, if I were to put, I'll do a different zip code. This might have a slightly different tax rate. That's pretty close. So that's something to keep in mind. 210. We'll try California, and might have to update this to California. They may not have sales tax for digital products. I don't know. It may also matter because I'm based in Minnesota that there's a tax and there isn't one for California. I don't know enough about taxes for things like that. So let me go back to the product settings. Pricing. We're going to include it in price. Okay. Save and get URL. And so this way, you are actually charging sales tax that would be stored separately in your system, but I shouldn't see anything when I'm entering in my details. So let me put in my zip. Okay. So all prices in US. It shows that there was 51 cents in sales tax, but it's actually included. So, normally that would be like 751 for it, but it's going to be included as the sales tax here on those transactions, and the user is not going to pay any extra for it. So that is a nice feature of Pro Plus that you can do, and that could be really useful, especially if you're doing it in different countries, because I know there's a lot of countries out there that charge like a value added tax, I believe is what they call it, and that can be pretty expensive, like a 20% or even more of a tax rate for different things. So let's go back to the Plus. Let's do QR code payments. We're going to click on products. Let's click get URL product. So we'll do that. Whoops, I was cloning the product. Get URL. Okay. And then I bet we get QR code. And so this would be a QR code that we could use, like maybe we are doing a webinar or something. We could copy and paste this QR code and put it in our presentation, and people could scan that with their phones and go right to the page to order. So that could be useful. Let's do the bulk invoice downloads. I have no idea how we do that. So we click on transactions, invoices. Now I can filter by a timeline. So let's say previous 90 days, all products, and search. And since it's a new account, there's probably nothing. So let's do today. Search, download. And so this would create like all the invoices that I had. So this could make my taxes easier. And I could give this to my accountants and they could help reconcile different things for stuff. So that could be really useful for different things. Let's go Pro Plus. Let's do recurring revenue. So we're going to go products. We're going to edit the product. We're going to do pricing. Now, I bet we can do different things in here. So I bet if we change this to edit, let's say this is a subscription. So they got a couple things. They have one-time fee. So that'd be like $7 one time. And we got a subscription, so it could be like every month they're paying $7 a month. And maybe we let them sign up for $1 to try it out. We could do a trial period of say 7 days if we wanted, and that could keep going. Now, you could do it like a split pay. So let's say that you want to split payments over the course of 3, 6, 9, 12 months for something. That's something you could do. So let's say it's a $100 item. It should split it up into different payments for things. So this would be a $200 thing. So it's number of payments. So you'd want to divide stuff out. So you would take the $100 divided by 6 in this case, or $100 divided by 2, which would be $50, and that's how you could do the split pay. There's even a pay your own price thing, so you could have like a minimum price, but people could pay above that, and that's just a nice feature. I see that really often on a lot of like Gumroad transactions, so I know that's something that people actually do. Not quite sure why. I always just try to find what the minimum is. If it's like $1, I just put in $1, but some people want a tip or something, so I guess they tip on it. But let's set up a subscription. We'll do next, and I'm just going to call it subscription. Save. All right. Now I believe uh, there's a checkbox here. Cancel another product subscription. So if I had another product, it could cancel things out. So let's say I had some sort of upsell for something. Maybe they could sign up for like a monthly version of something, and then maybe the next page is like, hey, you could save a bunch of money if you prepay for the year. And then we could cancel their subscription, and they're only paying for the yearly rate. So they would cancel out of the monthly plan and get like a discount to upgrade to a yearly plan. So that could be something that you could do to be really beneficial with this. So why don't we go back to the main page here for Thrivecart, and hopefully we can get some more um, help here. Let's see, how do I get that to show up again? I'm not seeing it anymore. I would like to play around with more of those features. They've got a lot of things in here. They've got their learn thing, which is useful. So here we go. Let's do crypto payments. And crypto. Okay, so maybe we go back to here. Maybe it's in the actual product. It may be in a processing setting that we have to do. Let's modify this. Okay, not there. Pricing option. Not there. Let's click on this. Maybe this will take us more to it. So this is something that you actually change inside of Stripe itself. So I'm not going to log into my Stripe account, but essentially you go into your Stripe account, go into your settings payments dashboard, and then there's a row for Thrivecart, and then you can add like crypto as a payment method. And so that's something that you could do. Like I think a lot of people want to add these various payment methods because that's going to give your customers more options to pay for things, and that could lead to more revenue. So let's go back to the Pro Plus setup, and they got this reporting feature. So let's click on reports, products and sales. So you can filter things in here. So if I had different UTM tags I was using, or different countries, or different products, I could actually filter all that. Let's do today. I guess we only have the test transaction because I haven't actually have any real products in here. This is just a brand new account that I'm just setting up, but it's kind of nice that you can actually sort by these different things and filter things out, and that way that could help you find different things inside your Thrivecart account. So this is just a real brief overview of some of the features that are in Thrivecart Plus. If this looks interesting to you and it seems like something that might help you bring in more business for your online business, and also bring in some sanity with some of the reporting features and different functions that it has for making your accounting easier, you might want to pick up Thrivecart and then pick up Thrivecart Plus, because basically everything I demoed in this video is restricted to Thrivecart Plus. So there should be a link underneath this video, and you can get your own Thrivecart account there.